Hello guys, here we are back into the sim MSFS 2020, one of my favorite sim. Actually, I forgot to give you guys the real-time normal procedure checklist of Cessna 152. That's the real-time checklist that I use in real time when I go for my flying. And I will give you guys the emergency briefing as well that my academy gave me to revise all the emergency procedures. So just for you guys, I will go through all of the checklist again. Here is the checklist, guys, that I usually take with me on a flight. Without further delay, let's jump into it. Here we are into the sim. So as you guys already saw the checklist of Cessna 152, and that's the real-time checklist that I take with me on flight. So as you guys already saw the checklist, and as I will go through, you guys probably know what's going on. I was supposed to upload that checklist in my last video, but I forgot that. But it's all good. I uploaded now, and we can start now. Here we go. But I will not gonna go through the checklist from next video. It's just the last time, and the next time what we have to do is we have to go straight away from the runway for the departure, and I'll show you what actually the real-time things that I did in my class so that you guys can practice as well. Let's start that. So pre-flight inspection is completed. Seat and harnesses adjust and locked. Brake, it's already set, it's just there. Electronic equipments are all off. Fuel shuttle valve, here we go, on. Mixture, it's full rich. And masters, here we go, masters are on. If you guys saw my my vlogs or another videos, so you guys probably hear that sound before as well in my vlogs. Yeah, that's the real-time sound of the pantries when it's power up. And what else? Radios are, it's on. Beacon light is just there. Beacon light is on. Circuit breakers are just, all of them are here, so they are all in. Yes, they are. And then carb heat is just right there, so it's off. Primer, it's just right there. 2 and 3, bit of primer. Throttle 1.5 inches. Propeller area, it's clear, nobody is near to the propeller area. Actually, this guy is near to the propeller area. It's not safe to start an engine right now. It's not rear wall, it's just the bugger. He's just standing right there, so nah, we can do that. Clear on the right, no one's at the back, no one's coming, so yeah, we are good to start the engines. Ignition, 1, 2, and on both. Here we are. Good engine start. After start checklist, throttle to 1200 RPM, which is right there. It's alright. All pressure is, I'm not too sure, it's not rising. It stays the same. All pressure is just there. All temperature and pressure. So it's in green and stable. Radios, we already put that on. Transponder code, it's 12 for the VFR flights, 1200, and it's gonna be standby. Standby right there, yeah, standby. And compass and DIs, 30 degrees, it's aligned with that. Yeah, perfect. Altimeters, it's already been set. QNH, which is 64 feet. Here we are, taxiing. Brakes released. Here we are, taxiing to runway 01 today. Okay, taxi checks. Instruments, all looking good. And apply the brakes. Check the brakes, it's working. Yes, it's working. And taxi checklist completed. Let's go to holding point runway 01. Come on. Yeah, here we go. Hastings traffic, Foxtrot Whiskey Kilo, club area, taxiing to holding point, runway 01. Here we are, pump areas. So what we're gonna do today is, we have to go through, so we are doing the circuit consideration in the circuit consideration, we have to practice the go rounds. Here we are, holding short, runway 01. Brakes on. Okay, so I'll just talk a little bit about what we're gonna study today. So we are doing the circuit consideration. In the circuit consideration, we have to do the same touch and goes. So when you are on final and you feel like for some reason there is a traffic on the runway, somebody's crossing the runway, you feel like, or any unstable approach, what you have to do is you just have to pull the power back in and climb back to 1100 feet. Doesn't matter, it's not 1100 feet, 1000 feet plus the elevation of that airport that I already explained in my last video. What the elevation of the airport, every airport have their own elevation. Where I usually fly, it's the elevation, the airport elevation is 64 feet. So 64, I rounded off to 100. So 1000 the height plus the elevation, which is 100. So 1100 is the circuit height that we're going to be follow. Why we practice the go rounds? So we practice the go rounds because if in case you are on final and you see there is a traffic on the runway, they are crossing the runway, or anyone's on the runway, or if you are an unstable approach, if you are too fast and you are not on profile, so you can just simply go around and give the ATC call, which I'm gonna show you how we're gonna be doing that in real time. We're gonna be practice today go around, what we have to do in a go around, and how we perform the go around, and what are the checks that we have to do during the go rounds, and run up check. So brakes are set 1200 RPM, and max check. Oh, temperature and pressure is in green and stable. RPM to 1700. 1700 just right there. Holding brakes. Brakes are holding. Temperature and pressure is in green and stable. Altimeters, lights. Yep, everything's working perfectly fine. Alternator, alt light is off. Check. Carbeat on. Drop in RPM. Back in. Left. Drop in RPM on both. Right. Drop in RPM and on both. And throttle back to 700 to 500, but I'll be there in a real time. We usually put that to 1200 RPM. So 1200 RPM, it's just right there. And pre-takeoff check. Throttle 1200 RPM set. Trim is set for trim is set for takeoff. Trim is set for takeoff. Throttle friction firm. Mixtures full rich. Fuel log is on. Flaps 15 degrees. Ignitions on both. Check. Harnesses and hatches and harnesses locked and secure. They are the seat belts. Controls, full up, full down, full left, full right. There we go. Controls check, done. So I will talk about the performance and emergency briefing in the next video, because it's gonna be a long video if I will gonna explain you guys about the performance and emergency briefing. So we can, because the next lesson is gonna be the emergency circuit emergencies, so it's better I can explain you guys why we do that and performance and emergency brief before the departure. So yeah, performance and emergency brief is completed. Lights as required, but I usually like to put the lights on to increase the visibility. And here we go, lineup check. We have a lineup transponder to alt. Here we go. And compass DI aligned with runway headings. Hastings traffic Foxtrot Whiskey Kilo lining up runway 01 seal. So this is what I usually do in a real life before departing. Here we are, align with the runway. North, north, here we are. So everything is set and we are departing. Throttle full. Maintaining the center line. .55 knots. Rotate. The pitch was not stable. Okay. 300 feet, clear obstacles. Flaps goes up. No traffic. Center, left. Wait for 500 to 600 and then we're gonna turn towards left because that's a left-hand traffic pattern. This airfield in a real life. Here we go. 30 degrees of turn. Look at that. .90 degrees from the runway, not exactly. Turn a little bit, take a little bit of right turn. Here we are. So my first solo is just about to come, probably next week. It's gonna be my first solo flight. I'm very excited for that. Let's see what's gonna happen. I will make a whole vlog on that. Okay, we are too far though. Just take a left turn again. So yeah, it's very hard to control the aircraft when you're flying in simulators, especially the VFR aircrafts. But in real time, it's way more easier than flying in simulators. But yeah. But it's a good thing for doing the practice. But I like I like this simulator when you're doing the IFR flights, instrument flights. They are very good though. So I don't know why we are going a little bit slow here. Climbing. Here we are. Set, and we have to go through some of the check now. What I'll do is I'll just pause it. In the circuit consideration, we have to extend our downwind as well. So extending our downwind and going around is the things that are done in the circuit consideration. So when you're extending the downwind, right now we are in our downwind. So if you guys not understanding what I'm saying about the downwinds and the base leg crosswinds and final, you probably have to just go and watch my last video that I uploaded on the circuit introduction. After watching that, you probably have a good idea what I'm doing right now. So extending the downwind, if in case we found we are very close to another aircraft or someone is joining the circuit to land on final, what we have to do is we have to make a safe distance between two aircrafts. And if you think it's gonna be very hard for you to make a safe distance with the other aircraft, what you have to do is just simply extend the downwind. And how are we gonna do that? I'll show you that. We have to just add a downwind extension call to the radio, which is Hastings traffic, Foxtrot Whiskey Kilo, extending downwind for runway 01 seal. and we are doing the touch and go. So touch and go. So extend Hastings traffic, Foxtrot Whiskey Kilo, extending downwind for runway 01, seal, touch and go. Simple as that. So if we are supposed to take a turn from here, now we're extending the downwind, so we have to extend a little bit longer to make a safer distance between us and the other aircraft. If someone is landing there and they probably need some time to land there and get off from the runway, and on the same time, if you didn't make a safer distance with the other aircraft, you probably be ending up flying just behind them, and while they're still onto the runway, you have to do a go around, which is I was going to show you how to do that. So it's just a waste of time and waste of fuel. So extending the downwind is usually used to make a safe distance between two aircrafts, and the other reason, if you feel like you are too high or your speed is too much, you need to extend your downwind so that you got some time, safer airspeed and safer altitude to back into the base leg and then on final. So here we start again, and I'll show you how we can do the go round. Here we go, back again, the same. It's very hard to control the VFR aircrafts in the simulators, but in the real time it's very easy. It's not even easy, but yeah, it's, if you compare to the simulators, it's way more easier than controlling the real aircraft rather than controlling in the simulators. But simulators are very good when it comes to flying the instruments. As we already give the call for the extending our downwind for touch and go, so we just have to fly a little bit more towards that heading. So you have to wait for the 45 degrees, and I think it's gonna be now. Yep, let's do it. Oh, here we go. See, I told you, it's very hard to control the aircraft when you're flying a VFR, especially in that, and we are off track from our heading. It's supposed to be here. Here we go. Car beat is on, and we decrease the throttle to 1700 RPM and wait for the speed to go lower than 80 knots, and then we can retract the flaps. 15, first stage of flap 15. Here we go, and take a left turn. So we are turning on our base leg. Most of the time you're expecting shallower approach on final when you extend your downwind, so you're probably not to decrease your height, your altitude, and yeah, this is what I'm gonna say about the if you extend your downwind, so you probably not be losing too much altitude, because on final the profile will be very low when you on your final. So we're just gonna wait now, take a left turn. Here we are. Here we are on final, and we can put the flaps down for 30 degrees. Hastings traffic, Foxtrot Whiskey Kilo on final, runway 01, seal, touch and go. Now do some scenarios. Here we are. If you're on final and you saw someone is crossing the runway, or somebody is already on runway, or any reason, if you feel like your approach is not stable, what you have to do is just simply go around. Simple as that. And for that, you just, if you have to go around, just go around, give it a go again, try to land on that on the airfield again, just give it a go again, rather than hitting the other aircraft or making the airfield unsafer. Just go around and try it again to land on that airfield. This is what I'm gonna do now. So right now we assume somebody is on the runway, still on the runway, or somebody is lining up on the runway for departure, and I feel if I wasn't sitting in the aircraft and I saw that this is what happening on the runway, what I'll do is I'll just simply go around. What's the procedure say? So as per the procedures for the go around, you have to aviate, navigate, and then communicate. Aviate, first fly the aircraft. And what you have to do is just simply put the carb heat off, full power, raise the nose to the climb position, and then flap 15. And when you think that you clear with the obstacles around 300 or 400 feet, retract the flaps fully, flap 0, and that's it. And then navigate, just move a little bit to the right of the runway, and then keep climbing to 1100 feet to remain in the circuit back again. And then you can communicate when you feel like everything is under control. Then you just have to communicate. That's it. So it's aviate, navigate, and communicate. So this is what we're gonna do now. Okay, resume it again. So what I'll do is I will show you guys how we do it. So I'll resume that again. AVIA, unstable approach, carb heat off, full power, AVIA climbing. A little bit off on the right hand side, and fly parallel to the runway. Here we are, and flaps retracted. Positive rate, flaps retracted. We are climbing to 1100 feet to remain in circuit pattern. So everything is under control. Now we can communicate. Hastings traffic, Foxtrot Whiskey Kilo, going around runway 01, seal, remain in circuit pattern. Easy. Now we just have to fly that heading and turn back again on crosswind and then on downwind. Easy. And then we can try it again to land on the same airfield. We have to do a bumps check, which is brakes is off, primer is locked, and mixture full rich, fuel pump is on, and that's it. Hastings traffic, Foxtrot Whiskey Kilo, downwind for runway 01, seal, full stop. So we're gonna make a full stop landing this one. So we have to be at 60 knots. A little bit fast. Yep, here we go. Back on profile. We are too slow now. Increase the power a little bit. There we go. 60 knots. Very good. In the real time, there is no trace at that stage while landing. There are some trace, but not that at height. Fucking hell. Here we are. Throttle cut off. Come on, come on. Flare, flare, flare. Yeah, come on. Here we are. This is how I always struggle while landing. Nice one. So yeah, this is it for the circuit consideration. How to extend your downwinds and how to do a go rounds. Oh. And that's it for today's circuit consideration. I hope you guys like this video, and the next video is gonna be the circuits emergency, as I am a real world trainee pilot. It's an extra content for those people who want to start their flying training, or for those people who want to increase their knowledge about aviation. And I will see you guys in next video, which is gonna be the circuit consideration. Till the time, enjoy the day and be safe, guys. Thank you for watching that. See you guys next video.